Okay, so we're gonna go over a couple things to help y'all see this clearly what's taking place in real time. We're gonna go back to short-term memory. We're gonna start before Tallahassee when the Empress read in public domain her claim of right to for all indigenous clans across the land to be caretakers of the land and to recover the allodial titles that puts us back in our rightful position as owners of the land, caretakers of the land, and it put us back in our what we call in law our de jure status. We was operating under a de facto corporation that was pretending to be the government. So she had to read into the public record her statement of claim and show that they had surrendered to her the allodial title that was being held by the Rothschilds. Once she done that, we had a series of stellar events that came with announcements attached to them, which was the Great Muhurta that was leading up to her coronation as the Empress. In order for us to finish the process, we got these steps that we had to take. This is called the redemption process. When she read into the public domain her claim of right, that's the pretender to the throne, a certain jurisdictional right to reclaim the throne on the land. So the next thing after the Muhurta that happens, we went to Tallahassee and we made public announcement in public domain according to the oral tradition of the collective clans of the land. At Empress was undisputed by all who was present at her coronation in her position as the caretaker of the land by birthright, by inheritance, by blood right, and by the rights of the natural laws of nature to enforce the mother's right to reclaim the land for the protection of the children for the following 7 generations to come. Now that she get coronated, you see her go to Philadelphia, and you see her and Chief Alma, and who else was that up there with you, Empress? Copper Alma? Okay, so they were with the Empress in Philadelphia when she sat back in the tribal original when she sat into that jurisdictional seat of authority, she claimed back Big Mama's seat to administer the legal affairs across the land. To also, she exercised Big Mama's right to restructure the political format across the land. This requires her now, at the point we at now, once that was complete, simultaneous with that, while she was systematically reclaiming the land, there was another elder mother who was channeling the curse that was put over Philadelphia so that we can know that the ancestors are supporting us and hearing us. She recited the same curse that was recited that ran them out of Philadelphia when they established Washington, D.C. In order to get out of it, we had to reverse the steps of the settlers, which I also miss Delaware. The reason why Delaware was important because it was the first state established under the jurisdictional authority of the de facto corporation that masqueraded as our government. We at the part now where the banks have been seized by Big Mama. The Federal Reserve is up for cancellation by the corporate fiction that's in recognition of her exercise of her right to establish the currency by weights and by measures and by the minting and coining of money. Money being the medium of exchange for the energy that you utilize for any function. This medium of exchange is required by Big Mama to be done in what's called a tangible emolument, In other words, a promise is not sufficient to compensate you for your efforts. Now, when people compensate you, they have to compensate you by your effort in gold or silver coinage in order to balance out an equal and equitable exchange between all who do business as humans on the planet Earth. This is decommissioning all legal fictions that masqueraded as political governments of the people who was working in the interest of the same bankers who was holding us in reprisal for the debt that they created in our names. The seizure of the Federal Reserve, the national debt, now becomes the national debit to be used by the people of the land to rebuild the infrastructure, because the political establishment that we are now canceling, establishment failed to maintain the proper infrastructure to keep us up with the progression of humanity on the planet. Operating in fraud, using admiralty jurisdiction and maritime law, usurping the common law and the great law. No tribe will honor any law any further that's not the great law. All of the mothers, tribal mothers, are now being called by the empress to solidify the power of the matriarchy across the land without the distinction of people. No big I's, no little U's. We don't want to negotiate or discuss your tribal doctrine. We only want your tribal elder mother to reach out to the empress. This is what this reading is about. The people reclaiming their right by the path that the ancestors laid out, called the redemption process, or the right of redemption of the collective clans. All clans must work together, and we will sort out in academia among our elders who teach the information that we need to know what's been taking place on the land and what we must do to move in future. So this is the part now where all of the clan mothers are coming together so that the resources can be allocated equitably across the land. And all eligible clan mothers are the ones who's already performing work in the community as a clan mother, walking the land with all of the rights being restored to the clan mothers up on their collective meetings in courtesy and in grace as mothers on the land. Once a significant of these matriarchal mothers are met cordially, right? This is like just meeting somebody just to say, hi, how you doing? I recognize you, you recognize me, and people together. That's all it means. It don't mean that you not who you say you are. It don't mean that this clan is more important than that clan and this man is more important than that man. What it means is, mama said, it's time to take this shit home. And Empress is here to enforce the will of Prime Creator and Mother Earth. To unity, to solidify the power of the matriarchy, and to restore the power back to the people by putting the people back in charge of their own destiny. This has been a legal notice to all clan mothers directly from the clan mother in charge of performing the function by nature and by Prime Creator to call the clan mothers together at this given time. All of the other formalities will be worked out once the clan mothers have reached critical mass of unity and cordial connection without any concerns for the differences between tribal doctrines, religious persuasions, or any of the dividing and conquering mechanisms that the enemies have used to keep all of the people subjugated and under the false jurisdiction of a de facto corporation that masqueraded as the government. Be aware that Raven Rock, Colorado's continuity of government has a layout of the rollout for the matriarchal government. They will be rolling that out, and it will be being announced sometime during the presidential campaign. So keep your eyes open. This has been the public notice. Okay, Empress, where we go from here? Was not my instructions to prepare a feast in the presence of your enemies and have them looking one way while we working on another way, right? You don't have to worry about a place. If you go to my Facebook page and you scroll down, you will begin to see that your son been working, and I've been putting in the public domain the buildings that the matriarchs are claiming across the land to perform clan mothers' functions. Y'all gonna have y'all choice of which castle, because we have to get our castles back. Which castle do y'all want to go at? What you need to be doing, instead of looking for a place, looking for the teams that's gonna serve the food and serve the clan mothers while they perform their business. And he did the heavy lifting. You and the other clan mothers, only thing y'all have is to cordially meet. That's it.
Okay.
By y'all meeting each other, y'all securing y'all power structure and enforceable authority on the land.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I've been picking the places that y'all need for y'all work, because that was part of what you told me to do before we took on this flesh suit. Prepare a feast in the presence of my enemies, son. And while you preparing the feast, they won't even know what you're doing in their face in real time.
Okay.
The clan mothers that we calling are all doing their work already. That means that a sizable portion of structural footwork has been performed on the behalf of the matriarch before we ever knew it. All women's group, whether it's Mothers Against Drunk Driving, Mothers Against Domestic Violence, they mother groups already structured to carry out political functions because they've been pushing lobbyists to pass bills. So they know the function of lawmaking government already. Everything is prepared in the presence of your enemy with no respect as a person, giving each man what he earned by his works and his deeds according to what's fair. All of the sisters have to do now is to recognize each other as other clan mothers across the land. Y'all did the work. That's how we got this far. People watching this, but they don't know that this is a whole hostile takeover of the outlaw tribes that never made treaties with the enemy to reclaim the land by following the redemption process. And in the process, anything that's I post on there as far as housing is seized on the behalf of the matriarch, whether they want it to be or not. Because y'all have first right to administer where these massive estates go anyway. So if y'all need one for the services of the matriarch, y'all just pick the one y'all feel like staying at.
Okay.
So you don't have to bust no brain cells on that. All y'all got to do is meet in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Y'all don't got to do nothing else now. The work done.
Okay. All right.
The other thing, when she was reading the statement, a lot of people don't know what it means from transferring from informant to sovereign. It's a difference in a snitch and an informant. An informant recognized the fact that they working for law enforcement and their sole purpose is to put somebody in law enforcement's custody, right? When they classify the mother as an informant on the birth certificate, they telling you that you literally selling the third of your child to the state. You surrendering 1/3 of your parental jurisdictional authority to an entity that don't care nothing about your child. When you in your sovereign capacity, the clan mothers got the sovereign right to lock everything down for the protection of the children throughout all humanity in your sovereign position. But as your informant position, you can't exercise sovereign power because that's the imbecile position in law. Because you don't know you're giving somebody else jurisdiction over your estate. So you become a willful informant to surrender your child to the state to be used in any form they see fit. That's why they can take our sons as juveniles and lock them up. They couldn't do that under tribal law. The tribal elders had to form a meeting to find out why is this child acting this way. Because if you find out why he acting this way, we know how to heal him. That's matriarchal nurturing of each child being looked after. That's what we missing. We missing the sisterhood, where the sisters come together to heal and to help each other solve problems, to balance out the relationships of all of the sisters across the land, which is going to heal all of the families. It's the mother's love that we missing in other parts of society because the patriarchy tried to use testosterone brute force to subjugate. So no longer will the mother surrender their child to the state, but they take sovereign control over the well-being of their child as they nurturer, protector, and bearer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when y'all get done, meeting and greeting, they're gonna be giving y'all all of this information when they roll out the package of what the other chiefs been doing behind the scenes.
Okay. So I want to say thank you. Ooh, we prepared to work now.
Well, I was just told to make it as easy as possible for you. All you had to do is walk your path and you would be on your throne. Right? Because only by the rightful heirs being in the right place can a righteous reward be rendered to a righteous people in the name of righteousness. So we exercised the blood right of the natural people of the land to recover the land. We went through the Jubilee year. We went through the open declaration to reclaim the land and cancel all treaties for fraud and non-performance because they never honored the treaty. We went through that. We went through the battle with corporate America where they wanted the corporations to run the land and they lost. Checkmate in 11 moves, right? So every step of the way that they thought they had you beat, I stepped on their face. They done. The only thing left is for y'all to breathe and just say, sister, I'm over here. I just need to know what you need over there. And we gonna meet up. Just let the time flow. Everything just gonna roll out like it was already prepared because it's already prepared. Your call is open for all clan mothers around the world.
Right.
And they're gonna be coming as dignitaries all 2025 during the great Mardi Gras celebration of the people of the land and the victory over the enemy that had us held in reprisal for a debt we didn't know.
Good God
So
Almighty.
during that celebration, y'all gonna be meeting different clan mothers from around the world. Right now, you have to solidify your power among the clan mothers by connecting as many clan mothers together on the same frequency of love and redemption for the people. Once y'all do this as clan mothers, y'all not gonna have to do all this work you trying to do.
Okay.
It's already done. You just in work mode because of what you've been through to build up to where you was worthy to be the clan mother that called all the clan mothers together. Because they think that we just felt like one day we get up and say that, no, we had to go through a whole process of self-development first, Then we had to go through a redemption process where we dealt with our shadow work. That wasn't easy. Then we had to go out and try to teach as many people as we can in the presence of the enemy while he don't even see that we breaking the curse that was put on their minds. So while I'm doing this, they had to feed you the hard receipt because we operate in the oral tradition, but they the ones who wrote up the alloidial titles. We didn't write them up. They used that